Hello, Key Biscayne. It is Monday, November 12th, 2018. This is your No One's Listening show, episode 131. I am your host, Rafa. I'm here with the panel. Very happy to see them all. To my left is Griff.
I'm back.
Hey.
Weren't you here last week, bro?
No, I wasn't.
Oh, maybe.
Played hooky.
To his left is Anna.
Hello, hello.
To her left is Tom.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah, it's nice to have you, Tom.
Thank you. Glad to be back, seeing how the sausage is made.
And to his left
I like that.
is Manny.
Tom, I hope you're not referring to Rafa's creepy clown costume. Rafa, episode 131. That is a prime number also.
Is it?
It's got to be. 131, Tom?
Of course it is.
It's divisible by 131. I don't know if that matters.
And 1. So that makes it prime.
All right, let's start how we always start. It's called Weekend Talk. Who wants to go first? Okay, I'll go first.
Oh, okay.
On Friday, I went to this great lecture at the Beach Club hosted by Bicycle Bill Durham with a man named Bill Porter, a.k.a. Red Pine. Okay? This guy, I had seen the promotion because I was helping Bill with it and everything. And when I saw it, I thought, this is going to be some stoic dude, because it's all like Zen, translating Chinese poetry, all this kind of stuff. I'm thinking, this guy is going to be so serious about this stuff. And it turns out that he was more like a Hemingway type of character, and he was super fun, and I had a great time at the lecture and meeting him and everything. And the guy was so interested. This guy roamed China for years and years looking for hermits and dead poets and their graves and all this stuff.
Damn, Rafa, that sounds great. I'm bumming. I mean, I told you I wasn't going to be able to make it. You're like, don't worry about it. It's going to be a sleeper. So
That's right. I didn't say that to anybody beforehand.
It was awesome.
Told me that.
I went
know.
and it was awesome.
But I really thought it was going to be a bit of a sleeper, and it wasn't. It was great.
You don't tell people that before a lecture.
Great to me.
Look, Manny said that he had the Latin Grammys, too. So
I prefer
It wasn't quite the
poetry
Latin
lecture.
Grammys.
only after he said that did I say, don't worry about it. Everybody else I told it was great.
No, I think I said it was tired.
So it's just a great lecture. This guy explained everything about... He's a translator. He
How was the
translates-
turnout? Because Bill did a great job making sure people knew that it was happening.
The turnout was better, as good as expected, let's say. So it was good.
20 plus people.
Yeah,
Cool.
That's a good amount, honestly,
What a
for
beautiful-
lectures.
Yeah.
I mean, shit.
For such a
Yes, I
niche-
could hear the waves while he spoke. It was really nice.
Yeah.
But it was hot as fuck. I'm not going to lie. Really hot.
Sounds pretty serious to me.
It was because I was sweaty. I'm just cranky that it's November and I'm still sweating. It's okay. Like I'm ready. I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready.
It's Miami.
Today it dropped a
Yeah.
little bit.
Did it?
A little bit.
Come on.
Anyway.
Yeah.
And anybody else do anything this weekend?
I did something cool last night. A group of us went out to see a movie at the Tower Theater on Cayocho. It was called Free Solo.
Oh, I wanted to see that the Nat Geo
It's a Nat Geo thing. It's
the
about
mountain climber guy.
no spoilers, but it's about the first free solo attempt on El Capitan. So this is a guy climbing it. Solo means alone, and free means no rope. So one false move and end the story, right?
I saw the trailer. It looks insane.
It is really, really good. It's a gorgeous movie, and it is like next level stressful. Like
Yeah.
several times thought about getting up and leaving. Like
Wow.
just
Oh, really?
miserably tense.
And what about the
Because the
filmmaker
angles are
himself?
crazy, right? Sorry.
Yeah, the filmmaker himself was a friend of the climber, right? So
Yeah.
how stressful was it for him? Imagine.
They were out of their minds, and you're right there with them. And the cool thing about the movie is the whole time you're saying, why would anybody do this? But by the end of the movie, you actually understand why he did it. And it's very, very good. We brought kids, and the kids were enthralled. But it is
So we can go so far as to say that it is a happy ending. You're bringing your kids. I mean, the guy did
Kids
not
can
make
see
it.
negativity.
He doesn't want to spoil it.
We went into it not knowing, and there's definitely some things where Allison and I were like,
Okay.
why did we do this? This was a terrible mistake.
Good. So push you to the edge. That's good.
But it's
Won't give away the ending.
It's super good. They have video of the filmmakers while they're making it, and they can't look at their cameras.
Oh my god!
And then you're like, why should I have to
man.
watch this if you wouldn't even watch
It's
it? But
intense.
It's really, really
even the
good. Check it
trailer
out.
got me in my seat, like freaking out about.
Yeah.
I can't. Yeah, I can't imagine 2 hours of that.
And then,
but I wanted to see it.
You'll
yeah.
also get in. I ran out there early to make sure I get tickets.
Yeah.
And so I walked up to the nice young woman and said, do I have to buy these tickets early because I'm stressed I won't get in? And she
Yeah.
was like, well, we've sold 3% of the seats, so
that's
I think
hilarious.
you'll make it. So, but I don't know how long it's going to run there, and it absolutely is the kind of thing that if you watch it on your phone, you're completely missing the point, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go see it; it's
In
great.
the theater.
So.
That's a favorite theater of mine. I think they have such good programming, but also the space itself is really just lovely and relatable, and the popcorn's cheap because I can't stand paying like $20 for popcorn at the movie theater, but there it's like $5.
Right.
Tower
And they sell
Theater.
beer and wine.
Yeah, and El Pub is next door, so
Yeah.
if you need.
And what's the name of the film again, Tom?
Free Solo, not Han Solo. That wasn't as good. This is free Solo.
Free Solo
Yeah.
at the Tower Theater.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I, on Friday, went to go listen to, after the lecture, went to go listen to the Alalas spin some vinyl, also known as Reverberation Radio, which is a favorite of mine. So I had a good time. It was at Soho House. It was a little stuffy, a little bit, because, I don't know, it was just packed. And so I was cranky
Yeah,
that it
there
was
was a lot
so
of people.
packed. But we went to the corner and I got a bottle of wine and just like went to the corner side part of it so I didn't have to deal with the people at the bar. But the Alalas, again, we hung out with them for a little bit. We played pool with them. Got a little funky with them. It was cool. It was really fun. They played last night at the Virginia Key, but I'm just getting old because one night a weekend is enough for me. Okay. So I got wasted on Friday. Rafa had to drive my car. I got in my driver's seat, started driving. Rafa was like, I don't think that's a good idea. I'm like, I'm fine. At one of the first red lights, I was like, I'm getting out of the car right now. And I ended up in the back seat, laying down, passed out while Rafa drove my car back to the Key. So, I did not go to the festival this weekend because I had to recover and work the rest of the weekend after that Friday night.
This band, we used to play them on the radio. They make a playlist every week of songs that are pretty interesting on Reverberation Radio.
Really interesting, not pretty
com.
interesting. Sorry.
And we used to play the set every week on the old FM station. And it's cool. It was cool to meet them because they were all down to earth, really cool guys.
How about you, Griff?
Didn't do anything.
Great.
I didn't see you all weekend.
You went on the boat, buddy.
Went out of the boat on Saturday with Bob, just cruise around. He had to take the boat out, but it was fun. But nothing else. Didn't do much. Taking it easy.
Who went on the boat with you guys?
Just me and Bob.
That sounds nice, man. That sounds real
Bob
nice.
and
You know what? I did something else this weekend. I went yesterday to a movie at O Cinema.
Not there for long, right?
Not there for
In
long.
Wynwood?
It's getting shut down in a couple months. But they did this little programming, which they do once in a while. It was you buy a $35 ticket, and it's brunch and a movie. And I was like, geez, that's steep. $35. I like my $5 popcorn. But the brunch ended up being really nice. I went with Rafa and Lala, and it was a documentary on this photographer, which I didn't love the documentary, but I did love brunch and I had a good time because brunch was right next door at Wynwood Yard at this place
right.
called
I was gonna
Charcoal.
ask where you eat.
And it was
Yeah.
bottomless mimosas, coffee, pastries, scrambled eggs, sausage, da-di-da-di-da-di-da. And it was such a good vibe and ambiance. And I
I'm
had
glad
such
they're
a good
going out on
time.
top because Wynwood Yard won't be there for long either.
No, they're both going out.
May, I think. May?
No, before then.
March?
Too bad.
I
That's
forget.
sad, huh?
It's in 2019.
It's sad, but it was always in the plans. But
Yeah.
it
I mean-
is sad.
But they're opening a new one on the beach.
They
right?
are opening
Yeah.
on North Beach.
Don't make me go
And in-
back out to Miami Beach,
And in
please.
Doral.
I
and Doral,
am
right?
having a thing where I am starting to love Miami Beach again. I'm finding little spots that I love. It's such a cool little vibe there. If you get to know like locals that are really like cool, it can be fun.
Well, South
I
of
think
Fifth
it's
is
making a
supposed to be
comeback.
an amazing neighborhood. They're like their own little Key Biscayne, I think.
I've been hanging. Where have I been?
Which I don't know
North
how.
Beach is really cool, but also some places in like South Beach are just like hidden little bars or whatever. I just have my business partners are both live in Miami Beach, so I've been stuck going out there a bunch and ended up liking it.
It's so cool when you can discover a off the beaten path place like
Yes.
South Beach, you know.
I call it
There you
rediscovering
go.
Miami Beach.
But it's mid-beach.
2018 edition.
Mid and North Beach.
You guys,
Dude, the Deuce is not in mid beach.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That's shit South Beach, and we've been going, and it's been fun.
sidebar, make a note. What'd you just say? Rediscover something for your new
Rediscovering,
show.
yeah.
It's like there's a segment there on rediscovering old parts
Sure.
of Miami. Yeah.
It's
And so I actually, sticking with the movie theme, I went to the movies as well.
Nice.
I went to, I wasn't at the Latin Grammys. I was at the Latin Grammys Foundation special screening.
That's pretty close, though. That's pretty close.
It wasn't that close. I mean, I sat next to Shakira.
that's what I was going to ask. Was Shakira there or not?
Whatever. I mean, you see her all the time, right?
Was J-Lo there?
J-Lo was there as well.
Ricky Martin?
Ricky Martin was there
Gloria
too. Actually.
Estefan.
Gloria Estefan was there too. She was there too.
And Ricky Martin asked Gloria, "Is Manny Rionda here?" Right, so it's all good.
Anyway, it was a special screening of A Star Is Born. Man, have you seen this movie?
No, but I want to.
Oh
I'm
my
not gonna lie.
God! It was, and it's a big screen called Silver Spot Cinema. Have you heard of this place?
Yeah.
No.
It's a brand new theater in downtown, right in downtown. They have a venue in there where they have a theater that they rent out, and it seats 40 and stands 40, so you can have a party there or a screening and watch the Super Bowl or a birthday party or screen a concert, whatever it might be. Really cool. But A Star Is Born was amazing, man. I mean, these actors, man, you couldn't take your eyes off them, and it was set in rock and roll, set in backstage, backstage at a concert.
Can you give me a little primer because I have no idea what the movie's about?
A Star Is Born was originally a film by the same title with Barbra Streisand and Chris Christopherson, I think, right? In the 70s.
And that was a remake.
Was that right?
That's a remake of the older one. So they change genres, what musical genre it is each time, but
Was
Oh.
rock before? Sorry, I missed that.
Probably 70s kind of
was probably
country,
Barbra
maybe country
Streisand
rock.
music.
and
Chris Christopherson.
Yeah.
the usual when they get together.
Yeah.
So this version is set with it's Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga. Without giving away no spoilers, Bradley Cooper is a well-established rock star, big rock star. Think like Dave Matthews or something like that, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
What a
let's,
reference.
Let's rethink that one.
That's a
man.
big
Yeah,
one.
right? Is that
He's
the
big.
reference?
Everybody knows who he is.
Is he not big enough?
He's big.
No, he's big, yeah, he's
Jackson
big.
Brown or something, or in the time, whatever.
Yes.
And
I'm
by he has
laughing
a
at
chance
their
encounter.
reactions.
He meets Lady Gaga, and whatever, she turns out to have an incredible voice, and it's basically a love story, man. It's one of the most amazing love stories I've seen in so long.
Really?
And the opening scene is my song, my moving to what are you listening to?
Oh, okay.
Is the sort of the flagship song of the movie. It's called Shallow, and I heard the song a few times. It was cool. I didn't get it, but with the opening scene, and actually one of the opening scenes, and that song is sung. That's how I listen to the song now. From now on, I'm visualizing that chaos of backstage, and that spontaneity of rock and roll, and just making magic. So
Nice.
check out that movie and then listen to the song.
I've heard really good things about the movie, but you should be
too.
forewarned. 0 rock climbing, the whole movie. Not one bit of rock climbing.
And unlike the rock
Boo,
climbing movie,
boo.
you can't take your eyes off the screen, where in Tom's movie you totally want to look away the whole time.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Well, let's move on to.
You didn't go to the movies, Johnny, this weekend?
Not me. No.
What a loser.
Yeah, I guess.
you watch some amateur movies on the internet.
Oh, if you know
what I
you
did.
me.
Oof. Oof.
Next
right.
segment
Next
is
segment.
what porn are you watching?
It's
Inside joke.
what are you listening to? Okay, I'll go first. I'm listening to this band that I found. The album's from last year. Title track is called Messes. Band is called Steph Chura. It might be just a solo artist. I'm not even sure. This is very easy listening for me. It's like a garage sound, just garage slash kind of I don't even know, like a psychedelic type of garagey sound. Nothing challenging. It's nothing challenging on my end. Just I stumbled on this album and I was like, okay, this sounds just like the kind of music that I listen to. Perfect, and just jammed out to it. I do like the song a lot. It's called Messes by Steph Chura, and I'll post it. You guys check it out if you want. It's a good. It like kind of drones on in a good way.
Very cool.
I'm okay. Keep
Griff,
going.
Griff didn't listen to anything this weekend.
No, I got something, but
All right.
later.
I don't even know. I was like in the middle of the night. I was going home, and I was in a crappy mood, and this song just fit my mood. And it's called No Regrets, The Friend Part 2, featuring Aileen. I don't even know what this is. Rafa, maybe you can help me. Chris Liebing?
Oh, that's
Ralph Hildenbüttel?
Chris Liebing. Yes, is that who you're talking about? That's what I should have recommended, but I forgot.
No, but you chose Steph Shuro, so
yeah.
What is this album called? I don't even know anything about this. It's called Burn Slow. It has really cool album art on it. Okay, it's an album by Chris Liebing. Was released in September, and it's the last song in the album. It's good. It's dark. I feel like it matched my mood this week.
It's kind of it's in the genre of techno, which is funny.
Kind of, yeah.
But it's not really techno.
It's a slow techno.
And so the one,
Burn Slow.
They're playing it on WVUM.
Yeah.
And one of the songs features Gary Newman. And so I thought it was a Gary Newman track, but then it wasn't. But anyway, it gives you that vibe. It's got a very Gary Newman vibe. I thought it was by Gary Newman when I heard it, and then it was this other guy.
You already went.
I'm just saying. I'm just
joking.
giving a little context because you didn't have any.
Boom.
You guys ever pick music?
I usually give like the everything. A very detailed. So
Rafa gave a really detailed thing there.
Do you guys ever pick music by album art? And have you ever been successful in such a...
What's an album for our younger viewers? Listeners.
CD cover.
Is the younger listeners on the show?
STD cover?
Back in the day.
Wait a second.
I do sometimes pick... I've gotten good music just from album art, and it's nice when that happens because you see the album cover and you say, don't judge a book by its cover. Obviously, you don't judge it until you hear it, but... when they both link up, it's a pretty nice thing.
Like REO Speedwagon's, what was the name of that album? Love that cover. It's like a spaceship or something.
High Infidelity, but I don't know what you're talking about.
Tom, what are you listening to?
I since I'm obsessive about the Grateful Dead, I went back to the familiar well. But given what's probably going to come up later on the show, the Ultra, since that's on my brain, I wanted some Disco Dead. And given that we're in South Florida, I went to the Snortatorium in Pembroke Pines, March 22, 1977, 14-minute Dancing in the Streets.
Nice.
So
that was to open the second set, Tom, or the first set?
Second set, 14 minutes, 29 seconds.
Second set opener?
Second set opener
Nice.
in
I knew it.
March, I want to say 22nd, 77. So
Epic show in Pembroke Pines, the Hollywood
show.
Sportatorium.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Dancing in the Street, which we'll chat about later, I bet.
Cool.
Now you see why I'm so happy that Tom comes on the show. I know the Dead's going to be represented, even if I don't
In some
pick
way, yeah. That's funny.
Like it or not, as my entire family
That's
will
what
tell
happens to us. That's part of the sickness.
That's beautiful.
So I was going to pick a song, but I decided to change my mind. But the song I was thinking of originally is by a singer by the name of Robbie Draco Rosa. I don't know if you guys know who that is, but he was part of Menudo.
Robbie.
I was going to say, was he in Menudo?
He was in Menudo.
my God.
After
And
that Ricky Martin reference, you went that way.
He went really hardcore in the 90s, like musically. And he put out an album like in 1997. And the song that I liked off his album, which his album is called Vagabundo, and it's called Madre Tierra. And it's a good song, and it takes me back to the late 90s, heavy rock. It's good. But the guy from Menudo. So how about that?
Wow, that's
Yeah.
How about them apples?
How about them apples?
that's
Interesting.
a first, I think, here on the No One's Listening show in 131
Menudo
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 reference.
And Manny, can you just state the song again that you picked? I know it was
Shallow.
Shallow by...
Yes. By Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's what you're listening to. Now we move on to the talk of the town. All right. First, a little announcement. The Lighthouse Run was this weekend, and our very own Vic Perret won Best in Group for
No
the
way.
5K.
Really?
No way.
Yes. Which age group must be? I think she's 30.
She's 32.
What an
Oh.
animal.
So she won Best
That's
in
awesome.
Group. Yes. And so congratulations to her. I don't know who else ran in this thing, but
Andy?
Andy did also.
I think I saw a picture
Congrats
of
to him.
Andy. Or was that a gorilla at the start? Was that
looks
Andy?
awesome.
Fully
Our friend
bearded?
Andy.
He's
Yeah,
got a
fully
big
bearded.
beard.
Looks awesome.
I could barely see any skin
It's a beard running. Beard
beard.
on
legs.
his face. I mean,
I think he did.
did you see that picture?
Andy did 10th in the 10K for his age group and 69th overall.
That's awesome.
That's great.
Way to go, Vic.
Yeah, Vic got first in her
That's
group, which is
awesome.
crazy. I talked last week. I found out the guy's name. The guy's name who came over here and crushed the record, and nobody will ever beat this. The guy's name was Benji Durden, and he did the 10K in 29 minutes and 35 seconds, which is about 440 miles all the way.
I'm gonna,
through. It's 6 miles. A 10K is like 6 miles.
I'm going to take some even money right now for anyone who wants to bet that Parker Zuccarini won't best that score by, how old is Parker? He's probably about 11, so maybe about 10 years
Wow, he's
or
fast.
less. 2025, 7 years from now, Parker will be 17, 18, and he will beat that score.
The guy who came, he was a world. This record hasn't. He got it in 83 or something, 29:35, and the next closest is a minute off.
Wow.
I mean, to get this kind of record is marathon training to go to the Olympics
All right,
type
so
of thing.
give me 2025 to 2030. Within that range
Deal.
of dates,
I have a question
Parker
for you. What's
gets
the
it.
nationality of the guy that came and crushed the record?
American guy.
Okay.
Benji Durden.
Remember the New York Marathon? The record was set, I think, or at least it was won by the woman who took the subway. So if I can get a freebie, I'll take that record down, no problem.
A woman took the subway in the
Yeah.
middle of a race.
Yeah.
I remember that.
That's
All
great.
right, so talk of the town.
Do what you can. Okay, let's go right into it.
Hang on. Somebody just commented here on the chat asking who the new mayor is. So if you don't want to know the answer to that, turn off your radio or your phone or whatever it is right now, because spoiler alert, here it comes.
Mike Davey crushed it in the mayoral race here in Key Biscayne. Totally destroyed my expectations. I really thought Lucho was going to win. I called it last week thinking, I don't know, I just thought that's what was going to happen. Mike crushed him by over 400 votes, which is a lot in this town.
Yeah, I didn't.
Totally unexpected in
Congratulations,
my-
Mike. That's awesome.
Big
Yeah,
congrats.
congrats, Mike.
Yeah.
I didn't. I didn't chime in on your prediction, Rafa, but I wasn't so sure about it.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, this guy to my right here,
Uh-huh.
you guys put together a great campaign.
But here's the thing.
Well, for the record, the guy to your right, speaking now, had absolutely no discernible difference in the outcome. And, like, if he had won by 3, maybe I'd be peacocking around pretending, I got 3 votes. But Mike did this, and
Without a doubt, you
and-
put the best asset forward, and that was Mike Davey. Smart enough to do that. And by the way, if you're talking about me peacocking around on the 3 votes, clarification from last show, I mentioned that I thought Allison won by 4. But she won by 168 plus 4, so 172 votes.
Oh, wow.
okay.
Over the next one.
There you go.
The 4-point differential were the counting votes from that day that were somehow leaked out of the chamber.
And on that election, I guarantee I cost her votes, right?
Yeah.
So far I'm a net negative and a break even at best. So
There you go.
see you in whatever the hell the next one is, 2020.
So I was sure that because the other winners, let me tell you, and this is in order of most votes for the council, were Ed London, Ignacio Segurola, and Luis Loreto. Okay, and I was convinced that the Luis Loreto voters were going to vote for Lucho. I don't know why. I just thought that they were the same demographic.
I
And
think that
guess
maybe
they
those
weren't.
voters thought, hey, you know what? We can maybe
Old-
not be so predictable. We can,
Well, the other thing that happened during the election is that I only met Lucho. I mean, I've seen him around, of course. I only met Lucho during the campaign, and it seemed like a stand-up guy to me. Everything was good, but a lot of people came out of the woodwork to tell me that Lucho was a bit of an asshole, and so
no.
yeah, they really
Well,
did. They really did,
I mean,
and
that's-
I wonder if that's why he lost the vote. I mean, if people are saying that to other people about you, it makes me wonder. Could that be the 400 votes? This is like people that are upset at this guy.
I mean, what I heard was from pretty much everybody.
Jesus
to me-
Christ.
Wow, listen to that. If you're wondering what
To me, he was always a
noise
stand-up
was,
guy.
that's
He's been a
not-
stand-up
That was
guy,
not
but-
Ultra passing by in front of our house.
Ultra
That was
goers is what it was.
that was a golf cart of
Wow,
like,
Ralph.
Woo!
What? You think it's... I mean, what am I supposed to say? People literally came up to me to tell me that.
That's Rafa's personal. I hadn't heard anything.
Yeah, I was going to say all I heard was how we'll
For
be
real.
lucky with either guy.
I had another person tell me, this is a funny one, because Mike is so conciliatory, I can go for Lucho because Mike won't hold it against me.
Why? You don't have to say who you voted for, though. So
I know.
whoever that is is a little
I'm just
coward.
telling
I
you
wonder
guys
who
what.
it was.
Look, to me, both the guys were super stand-up guys. I never had any bad interactions with either of them, and that's why I said last show that I think both of them would have been great. I still feel that way. I'm just telling you. I'm wondering how do you lose by 400 votes when you're already on the council? If not some kind of, it's something.
It could be a lot of things, but I think what is undeniable is that both of these guys earned it and deserved it and would have been great, right? And there's just no doubt about that. And I think that that forgave people. I think you can pick either one of them. You know you're going to be in good shape. And, it's so hard to know. And I will tell you, the point about whether Luis's votes were Lucho's vote or not, I've spent a lot of time trying to figure this stuff out and have learned nothing. When you have 5 candidates for 3 spots and you can vote for up to 3, maybe Lucho got every Luis vote. There's just no way to
you're right,
conclude.
yeah.
And Lucho got a shit ton of votes and deserved every one of them. And I guarantee that more than the margin of victory are people that struggled with it right up into the end. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
So, but it's all good. And then the other thing is, I try to avoid sort of the gamification of these elections because not only does it matter to the village, but I'll tell you, just having lived through it with Allison and then being nearby Mike when he did it most recently, it is terribly, terribly hard. It is expensive. It is exhausting.
Yeah,
You don't work.
You can't do your day job.
Yeah.
And you just, it's impossible to. I mean, to the extent to which Lucho was a gentleman about this after he lost the way he did, is absolute credit. And I really sincerely hope he stays involved because we're better with him than we will be without him. But when you run, you put yourself out there in an incredible way, and every time your head hits the pillow, you just worry about, did I blow it? I should have given a better answer. What are they saying? It is unbelievably personally expensive, psychically, financially, in every which way.
You got to be on all the time.
Yeah,
Imagine
all
in a
the
town
time.
like this.
In a small community.
It's brutal. It's brutal. So God love them all. And then the other thing I'd say to Tony and Jeff Gonzalez, who were the two that didn't win in the council race. So I'll probably get this wrong, but I think Mike Davey lost his first election, and then the next time I think he won and had the most votes. Brett Moss
also
lost and then won with
Yep.
the most votes.
Yep.
Ignacio Segurola lost
Yeah.
last time. He just won. Right? So whether it's, with one notable exception I'm married to, whether it's that you have to lose before you get to win or if it just breaks that way. But Tony and Jeff worked hard too, and I hope they don't disappear.
So what is the cycle now, Tom? The guys that went in now went for 4 years?
All the council members are 4 years, 3 and 3 staggered terms. So
okay.
2020 you'll have Brett, Katie, and Allison eligible to run again
Because they've only served
because
one
they only
four
served
term,
one
4-year
exactly.
term.
And Luis, Ignacio, and Ed will be locked and loaded. And then the mayor's every 2 years, so you could get a challenge. And by the way, as hard as this was on everybody, I love that Lucho and Mike both ran. I didn't dig that Myra and Frank walked into it. And I'm not saying neither.
It's
of them
way
did
better
deserve
with an
it.
election.
It really, as a community, you should want 10 people picking up packages and thinking about it and all that. So anyway, but God love these people, and the amount of work they put in afterwards, it is crazy hard. So to every one of them, great job, and thank you. We're better off for it.
I think. I mean, I'm sure they've asked you, Manny, to run or something like that.
I
People and
have.
stuff,
I have
right?
repeatedly.
I think a lot of people have.
Chico, they ask him that.
I'm just saying. Imagine how hard it could be.
No,
and
I
then
mean-
how much time. Not just the campaign, but then the actual position, and then all the glad handing and everything you have to do.
What I heard,
it's
I
just
mean,
insane.
for me, I heard you have to go to the meetings. So
You can dial in right from here.
So can we get a little? Can I give a shout out to Tony Winton, who seemed to bust his ass so hard he got his name out there. The other Jeffrey, he was not nearly out there as much as Tony was, in my opinion. Did you guys? Who did you? Am I correct to say
Well, that's
that?
a
Did you
tough
guys
bar.
get that?
Tony owned the social stuff. Like he grinded on.
Yeah,
that, right?
but he was
So-
he was standing out there on the corner every day too, like by the Calusa.
at the events, you know who he was. He's
Yeah. So
he's
I
a
don't know.
discernible figure. I mean, you
that must have been.
know who he is.
Imagine doing all that campaigning and then not winning. Oh, that's tough, man. That is tough.
Not really. Not if you're shooting for 2020.
Yeah, I guess. I feel like that's
I don't
what-
see Tony as a guy who's going to go away.
Okay.
He's found his voice, I think, through the social media and the blog. He's on the chat. He's active on that. He's sharing. People seem to like him. So I don't think he's going away. And it's to your point, Tom.
2020.
People are going to stay involved.
Okay.
Also, I think we should do a recount because that's cool. That's what everybody's doing.
And what about agendas here? Nobody. I mean, they're tackling this. Oh no. Before we get into agendas, because we can go into the next thing with that. Ed London, to me, Ed London kind of took it, didn't he? In a sense of to get the most votes.
He won.
Yeah, and but was he? Did you guys feel like he was everywhere, like some of these other guys?
Ed to me seems like the kind of guy that there's something he wants. He's gonna do his best to get it and be successful at it.
Gotcha. I don't know. I didn't see him out and about as much as the other guys.
I didn't see him out and about either, but I think he didn't have to because I think he's got a record, and maybe more so. Like I think if you gave a secret questionnaire to Mike and Lucho, I think that 90% of the questions they're going to give you the same answer.
Yeah.
I think Ed has a different perspective, which is well known to people given his prior service. He was he just left 2 years ago, right? So. He's been around for a long time. He's done a great deal. He's got a base.
Tom, Mike Davey just texted here on the chat. He asked if you could just step into the next room. He needs to talk to you about that recount. Can you take a call right now?
What are you gonna?
I was going to ask. I was curious. Why would a guy like Ed London want to come back and do service again? I'm just curious. Why would
Power,
Power, money.
just throwing it out there?
No, I think
no money.
Ed has a couple of things that are important to him. He's a guy who's got a heck of a business career behind him, and he's super smart, and everyone who knows him to be competent. And he feels that the way the village manages its finances could be materially improved upon with structural changes. And I'm not saying he's a one-issue guy. I don't think he is, but he's got strong views in that regard, and why I like him there is because even if he convinces people and he wins 4-3, fine. But even if he loses everything 6-1, I don't like these 7-0 votes on everything. Right? You want counterpoint, and he's got a viewpoint, and he's competent, and
I was just curious.
Plus, he has a cool name.
and also
of
the
course
power
he won.
and the money.
I think that's a big thing.
A good name.
A good name. It's easy to vote for a good name, guys. You fill in the circle next to the good name.
Yeah, but
Ed London.
but the second guy, Ignacio Segurola, that's a mouthful, and he won too.
Ed London.
Griff picked the Menudo guy, and he could give me all the money in the world. I couldn't pronounce his name.
No, he'd have to take out his phone to pronounce the name and the song.
Yeah.
Again.
Well,
What's his name, the Venuto guy?
Roy Draco Rosa.
Rabe.
I'm playing it nice and
The
soft.
song was called Madre Tierra.
Yeah.
Grew up in Dublin.
I'm trying to say it slow for the non-Spanish speakers.
well, big congrats to all the winners. You got your work cut out for you, and
We'll be watching.
a big wow for all the losers.
Oh,
Next time.
Don't be.
Way to go,
Come
Mike.
on,
Trumpy.
it's a radio show.
Rafa, you
playing.
had some people nervous today with your purge comment.
Oh, give me
purging
that.
people off the key. So.
Yeah, let's all be friends. Blah blah blah. Okay,
Does
we're all
Robert
hippies
control the
now.
social media aspect of the show?
No, I just throw it out there.
Rafa has been
Cut and
making
paste.
an appearance on social media lately.
Literally, huh?
Yeah.
Naked. And,
Naked?
yeah.
Naked?
Naked?
Maybe.
Ooh. Okay, let's
Or
move on to the
ew.
first order of business for this council, or at least the biggest, most high-profile one. The village launched a website called noultra.com
No,
to
for real?
fight
No.
Ultra at Virginia Key, and Mike Davey put out a video to talk about the issue.
Wait,
Rafa,
the
it's-
campaign's called No Ultra? I thought it was Nultra.
It's actually the Bud Light constituency
Is
is
it a
trying
high-
to get rid of Michelob Ultra. So that's what that is.
hilarious.
Nultra would have been a better would have been a better marketing thing. They didn't have time though. They had to put this thing together in a day.
Nultra.
Now, let me remind everybody: there's a meeting at Miami City Hall on Thursday, November 15th at 9 a.m. Unless that's changed, but November 15th, 9 a.m.
But there's a meeting tomorrow night at the council, right?
No, I'm talking about the one in Miami, the one
but
that
there's
really
also
counts.
one on tomorrow night at the council. I don't know if you knew that, Rafa.
Both are true. Both
Okay.
are true. Special
Also
meeting
tomorrow night,
Yeah.
if you want to go vent. I saw the last one.
Right.
People were hysterical. I'm talking, it's the end of the key as we know it. That was said. It's going to tank all our property values, all this stuff. It was yeah, for one weekend. It was hysterics. But anyway, let me talk about this No Ultra thing and what's happened. So, the village puts up this website, and they put all these stock images and images of other festivals, and they put images of syringes, of these beaches strewn in just like completely covered in garbage and stuff. It looks like India or something like that, and all these images. And now, of course, Ultra has responded saying, you guys are defaming us with these images
Of course.
because you're alluding to the fact that these aren't from Ultra. This is it. And so I wonder if it's a little bit fake news to put out a propaganda like this. What do you guys think?
Interesting, Rafa. Yesterday I was perusing through Facebook, and the Key Biscayne Council put out the announcement for tomorrow's meeting. And there was just an image of the dais with no one sitting in it. Did you see this comment, Tom?
Negative, no.
So I noticed that there was one comment, right? And it was saying on November 13th, there'll be a council meeting, and on November 15th, they're swearing in the new council. And this guy named Jordan Gregory comments with two laughing faces. Does getting sworn into the office mean you officially get to lie and portray false accusations and propaganda toward the American people? But the last time I checked, the American flag was red, white, and blue. So what are gold fringes doing around it? Do your research, people. Our government is run by pirates. Black's Law Dictionary. Black Admiralty Law. And I'm like, who the hell is Jordan Gregory? So I open his profile, and it looks like he's a regular on the Ultra Tour.
Okay.
He's the guy in the dead mouse hat, right?
So-
That's him?
So the same thing. So Mike's video on YouTube, the one where he announces the strategy, the urgent message on Ultra, is littered with comments from Ultra supporters saying, well, the first comment is, why did you put a picture of Ziget Festival from Hungary at 12 seconds in? First of all, if you really care, I mean, I could go through these things. This is so fake. Let the festival be. A bunch of stuff really taking issue with the photos and things like that. And so what do you think? Do you think this is all fair in love and war, or
Social media
or is
propaganda?
this a little bit of a
Well, look, we should all enjoy talking about the images on the website, but there's an issue here which is more important, pro and con, whichever side you come on. So this will go away very quickly. But I will tell you that the Ultra folks lecturing Mike and the village on I wish you could approach this in good faith doesn't seem to me to be a fair assessment. I mean, they've lawyered this thing up. They've got a 5-year deal negotiated. Apparently, they already talked to the historic Virginia Key Beach folks, and nobody tells Key Biscayne, right? So good faith would have been immediately bringing in the village to say, look, we know this is going to piss you off. We're going to do it anyway, but how can we make it work as best as possible for you? A lack of good faith is to completely bake the entire thing and then not even tell us, let us
Yeah,
read about it.
right.
It's just bullshit.
I'm just curious. Hold on. Sorry for interrupting. But do they actually do we actually have any say in any of this?
Well, so this is
legally?
Griff. The answer is no, and everybody goes there. But the fact that the city of Miami is not obligated to take into account our viewpoints doesn't mean that they shouldn't take into account our viewpoints, right? And again, I go to Dead concerts, right? So a lot of this I roll my eyes about, and I've got a lot of different. And I speak for myself, but I got a lot of conflicted feelings about this. I see a lot of people that are really super agitated about drug use amongst youth, when really it's because they care about the traffic.
Of course.
But by the way, the traffic is a major concern. I also see a lot of people saying, "Oh, my kid's going to die because he's going to get stung by a bee and he can't get to Mercy," when really that's not what they're worried about. They're worried about the traffic. So if everybody could be less full of shit, we'd get a good response.
I think so too.
Here.
The conversation is guys blowing it up the way that it's been blown up, and
That's
the outrage.
the right answer, Tom.
Which isn't to say that this isn't going to be a goddamn train wreck. I mean, Bunny Palooza, when the Seaquarium does their Easter thing, it sucks, right?
It sucks.
So this is going to suck. But let's go to the Chiefs, Eric and Chief Press, and see what they think. But it would have been nice if the Miami people went to the Chiefs 3 months ago when this started and said, what's it going to take to make it work?
It feels like we're getting taken advantage of. It's a shitty feeling.
And we continue to be. I just received a text message here. I'm not going to say who it's from, unless you can say it's okay for me to say who it's from. But she's saying that they refused to meet with us last week even. Is that true? So you know anything about that?
I don't, and I'm not plugged in at all. This is just all me. But no, I mean, there's plenty of bad faith. So look, should there have been an image of a syringe from Hungary? I don't know, and I don't frankly care. It doesn't matter.
So,
but they're going to blow up that the website is bullshit to obscure the fact that the whole process is bullshit.
It's bullshit, yeah.
So do you think that Ultra was told that Key Biscayne was going to be a problem and to ignore it?
I don't think Ultra is on an obligation to do shit for us. I think the city of Miami.
Yeah,
Did they know?
Not a legal obligation. And I went to the meeting over at the city of Miami when they were talking about boat show litigation, whatever, and they said. One of them said, I will not allow us to cede one bit of our sovereignty to another municipality. And my answer is you shouldn't. But in the exercise of your sovereignty, you should try to be a good neighbor.
Of course.
And that would have been collaborative, right? And so, but again, maybe this one will be worse than the ones that follow. I mean, there's a lot of good people who can make this work better than we worry.
Just throwing shit our way that they don't want to deal with. That's what it feels like. That's what it is. Getting rid of it in downtown, throwing it here in the outskirts, but affecting us. It just feels shitty.
I wonder what other big giant events they could do out there between those two venues every weekend.
I mean, that's my concern. My concern is not just Ultra. My concern is opening that door.
Here's the thing.
Let's put a fucking festival there every fucking weekend. Let's do it.
So I would hate that, obviously. I didn't even like the tennis. Good riddance. But I'm wondering if what would you say if Miami did that? Do we have a say? Do you think we have some kind of?
I don't think we have a say of anything.
Festival every weekend?
Yeah, if they couldn't book it every weekend, but if they could book it once a month, do we? Apart from asking them to mitigate to make the traffic bearable, I mean, I'm putting in air quotes. Could we ask of them any more? Could we ask them not to do it?
Yeah, and so the truth of the matter is that's a legal question.
No. I mean, do you think that as good neighbors, we could ask them, you please only have 3 events a year?
No.
Or what is it?
Could we ask? I mean,
no, I'm saying, could we expect them? Would we call them good neighbors if?
Look, I suspect that if the village were, look, it's a county road, right? But a lot of people go to the state park through our village, right? And I think that we're good about that. Could we start throwing things on Crandon? I think the answer is no, because it's a county road. But could we prick access to the state park if we wanted to? But probably there are ways we could, and I don't think it would ever occur to anybody to do it. But money matters here. Money matters. They're paying them a lot of money. And by the way, on the other side, there's 100 things that make Miami cool, and Ultra's one of them. And it's not my scene, but it is.
It's a huge.
Right?
It's huge.
Yeah.
So, but all this stuff about everyone thinks their kids are going to be rolling from rave to rave because this thing is a mile and a half closer. None of us went out and bought 33-foot Intrepids when the boat show came through. Like, you know what I mean? It's not. Let's calm
we
down
went
with
to
that.
Ultra. I told them last week, Johnny, that we went to Ultra when we were 16.
No, we didn't. We were a little bit older.
We were?
Yeah.
18?
We were like 19.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. Went a few times. It was a lot of
We
fun.
went a few times.
Well, I never went, but so
That explains it. That explains it.
could so Bobby
Explains
mentioned
what?
this, and I mentioned this last week. Is there any chance that we could book the place
That
as a
I love
village
that.
for,
That
for
weekend.
Just like underwrite it the weekend.
no, not
No,
that
some-
weekend.
No, the other 51.
the whole year.
Yeah.
The whole year.
The whole year. Come up with a plan
I'm
that
sure
we
we
give
could.
them payments.
Sure we could.
All I know is that when I heard that idea, Rafa, from you, I said to myself, what a terribly stupid thing to think of. And then when I thought of it, I convinced myself it's brilliant. So,
Super brilliant. Let's each give
It's-
$100.
It depends how much money it is, right? But I think Ultra's paying $2 million.
I think 1.4, I even.
Oh,
One
really?
more,
Yeah,
more.
1.4.
So how
All we
much
need
would
is
it take-
$52, $1.4 million sponsors.
No nonsense, because there's off weeks and it gets hot there in the summer.
Right.
and-
Okay. So
and-
37.
I say we
Right.
do it.
And when you come up with a comprehensive deal, you don't pay full price. Come on. You guarantee them a cool,
Right.
I
You
don't
can
know.
Probably get in there for 800 every weekend.
Rafa
I say we do
2020.
it.
Rafa 2020.
No way. I
There
couldn't
it
glad
is.
hand
You
everybody.
can't even vote, Tom.
Yeah, he's not even a citizen.
Yeah.
I couldn't be nice to everybody all the time.
Really, Rafa?
Yeah,
You?
the ones that survived the purge, though.
I like the idea of renting it out the whole year. We could go hang out.
Well, I'm just looking forward to hear what's next. What's the next big event?
What's the
there?
next big event?
Jesus.
Something
What
that
if
big.
it's the Grateful Dead concert?
I mean, come on. That would be epic.
So much drugs. So many syringes.
Many.
No,
So many
no.
syringes.
People.
Exactly.
There's only like a few people.
I
that
mean,
would
the
come.
idea. I mean, so a couple of groggy Wookiees try to make their way across the causeway and take a dip. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah,
But
and they're gonna wait till there's no cars at all in sight. They're like, I don't think it's time to go yet.
Hey, you mean we, right?
No, we'll be freebieing out there.
Manny will be backstage. What are you talking about?
I don't want to be bitchy, but I like my idea. And no, like you said, rich people don't protest. Is that what you said? What if we just
Rich people
stand
don't
out
riot.
there blocking the entrance?
You'll never get anybody out there. We could pay people to do that.
But what if I didn't think about this, but we are the gatekeepers to this entrance of the state park? What if, we don't have to go all the way out there? We start blocking the state park every
Because
weekend.
you hurt the state and the people that live here, and the city gives
know,
zero
I know.
shits, right? So that, I mean, my
No,
point
no,
is,
you're right,
it's
you're
good
right.
to be a good neighbor, but
It is good to be a good neighbor, even if people are not good neighbors to you.
So I guess Ultra's coming.
Like I said last
I
week, I
guess
think
so, girl.
all we can hope for, well, we can hope for a lot of things, but it would be very nice if we got a comprehensive traffic plan from the city of Miami
A new
that
bridge.
the village agreed to and could negotiate some kind of lanes that are dedicated or whatever.
and not knowing anything, but I'm super confident that'll happen, right? That'll happen. Don't we think that'll happen?
I do
Yeah.
kind of think that'll happen because it's easy for them to do in those in
And
one
that'll
sense.
happen with Chief Press working with his counterparts on the other side of the bridge, right? That not with websites and whatever. But the truth of the matter is you can't roll over. Like, again, the syringe image or not, you can't just say, sorry, folks, I guess they're going to do it. It's not cool.
Yeah, that's
Do you
true.
think part of people's outrage is like their concern about the reputation of the key and it being tarnished by Ultra?
Oh, I heard that at the meeting. Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like that's a social.
yeah.
Concern.
Yes, that's definitely part of it, but it's 3 days, so I don't think that's a realistic concern. And more, like I said in the chat, more people moved to downtown during the time that Ultra was there than left. More people moved in and moved in and
Yeah,
moved
but
in.
the downtown demographic is different than.
Maybe we
Well,
should
there-
flip this. We should maybe flip the script, and we should start talking about how
Awesome.
detrimental it'll be to the ultra concert goers to be in such close proximity to Key Biscayne.
Yeah.
Just flip it
There you
around.
go. Say
Can you
that.
imagine the bad parking that we're going to
That-
just promulgate across every major city in the East Coast, right?
This is even better. You can say this is going to be the strictest ultra ever. It's going to be very locked down. Start spreading that.
Family-friendly
It's not going to
ultra.
be. It's not going to be fun at all. It's going to be completely locked down. There's going to be cops everywhere. You're not going to want to come to this thing.
Miami
Undercover.
Aquarium, all the kids at the Miami Aquarium.
You guys know
Narcs,
the Ritz is going to be packed.
There's narcs everywhere.
narcs everywhere. And by
Narcs
the way,
everywhere.
have you heard of our seaweed problem? It'll be like
It's
I'm
gonna
not
be so
fucking Key
smelly.
Biscayne.
Red Tide.
Red tide,
Red tide,
smelly.
Invoke that hammerhead that hung out this weekend on
There you
the
go.
beach.
Yeah, try taking a little walk across the street and going swimming in Hobie Beach.
Oh, why don't you guys tell me about that? Because I didn't even hear. That's the next topic. Tell me about this hammerhead.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it looked real to me, but it was a video that someone shared on one of the chats of, without a doubt, it was a hammerhead. I mean, huge dorsal fin, swimming and thrashing. Looked like it was going after something, probably eating like a tarpon or a ray. It wasn't a person. And just, for like a minute and a half of this hammerhead just going back and forth inside the swimming markers.
Oh.
And then all of a sudden, one of the person videoing or within proximity of the camera started saying, "Oh, look, there's another one. No, wait, that's a swimmer. And then it's a swimmer. Somebody do something. Somebody." And they got hysterical, as they should, thinking, you're seeing something. You're reacting from your gut.
And then, the filmmaking prowess was amazing, right? So if you turn the volume up, Manny's absolutely right. They start going, "Oh my God, a swimmer. Oh my God." Then it's run in the water. Stay away, stay away, stay away. And then it cuts to black. It's like this, it's like Blair Witch level, like, what happened? What happened? So all the chats are like, what happened to the swim? Nothing happened to the swimmer, but it was super, it wasn't free solo level stressful, but it was still, it was still very, very good. But yeah, it was a big fish. Are they fish?
I think yes.
Yes.
I think anybody who lives out here knows that there's sharks in the water, but we've never had any attacks. So
Yeah, Ultra,
We
watch
just don't live in the
out.
water.
don't.
So you're saying we're due?
Let's mental note. Let's send that to the Key Biscayne Village of Key Biscayne, and they can put that on the next promo video.
Or
For
a
Ultra.
task force.
Yeah.
Can we get a task force for
No,
this?
the shark. Yeah, I mean, we can.
Yeah.
That'd be great to put. We
I
can
like
actually
that.
do a Google map and say, this is right where you're going to be.
And do you know 80%
Mark it with an X.
80% of local sharks have tested positive for MDMA derivatives. So.
Syringes everywhere. Okay. Now a fun little thing. So last week, or 2 weeks ago, Pablo Sanchez, friend of the show, listener of the show, did us a solid by recording a jingle for us.
Well, Pablo heard that we were talking about how damn hot and sexy he was.
Yeah.
Lenny apparently has some kind of a unresolved crush on Pablo.
I still have to see a picture of this guy.
And he heard about it, and he came up to me, the next week. He's like, "Hey, man, I was listening to the show, and man, thanks a lot. I'm a producer. I produce jingles. I think he works for Univision. He's like, I'd love to do a jingle for the Rat Radio Show. I'm like, great. Let's see what you got. So, instead of me just managing it, instead of us of inundating Pablo into doing another No One's Listening chat, I made a chat with Rafa and Pablo, and I was like, "Hey, Pablo wants to do this thing. Rafa, what do you think?" And so Pablo came up with a jingle.
That's awesome.
Okay. And so now we're having a conflict of whether to add a jingle to the show or not, because we've been on this show for so long, and the show starts how it starts, and there's a worry that, well, I'm worried, Anna's worried that it kind of changes the nature of the show. So we were talking about this right before the show, and not to put any, not to make any rash decisions. We thought, well, why don't we let the audience listen to the jingle, and from there, you guys can tell us if you would like to hear this on the front of the show, or if you think maybe it's not the right place for it right now, or whatever you think about it.
So I would suggest you listen to it in the vein of, 3, 5, 4, 3. Boom. The jingle plays. It finishes, and then Rafa starts the show.
Then come on.
Good night. Good evening, everyone.
Yeah.
Welcome to the whatever he says, and the same thing he always says, exactly how he says it
Every time.
every time, but with just the jingle, 15 seconds of the jingle in front of it.
Okay, so let's hear the jingle.
People are going to comment, yes or no?
Yeah, we're not going to decide right now live. We're going to decide in a week or so. We'll post the jingle and
But
everything.
let's listen to it now also.
Yeah, we'll listen to it
Okay.
now. We'll
Yeah.
give everyone a chance to listen to it. and we'll play it. We'll play it here, and then we'll maybe talk about it, and then we'll play it again. So in case you miss it, and if you're interested in really like getting it in your brain, just send me a DM, and I'll send it to you, and it'll be in your mind forever.
We'll get it up so you guys can mellow on it.
So here we go. This is the new Rat Radio jingle, potentially. By the way, Rafa, this is not the final version. This is where he probably used his own voice. He was talking about getting.
Wait, do you not have the last cut?
Not with the woman? With the woman?
The last one he sent, which was yesterday.
Maybe.
Whoa.
I'm going to play it for you right now.
If not, I got it here.
All right, here
where
we
he
go.
says with the final lyrics, the final lyrics that we got, right?
Final lyrics that we got.
Okay.
Yes, that one. All right, here we go.
Those last couple notes remind me of Rafa's melodica.
It is a melodica.
Okay, well, yes.
The No One Listening Show.
Play it again, man. Play it again.
Here we go.
Again.
I'm sorry, we had a golf cart passing by.
Yeah.
Listen for the melodica.
Put it right there on the front here, right?
All
Right on
all
the front there.
Right there?
Yeah.
That melodic almost has like an odd couple kind of sounding.
It's not forever. It could be for a little short while, but it's nice.
What do you guys think? What do you guys think out there?
Like I said, I am. What's going on? I hear myself. Okay. What I think is that I think it's excellently produced.
Yes.
Okay.
Well executed.
Yeah, amazing in that sense. I wonder how much the reggae really fits our show. Not really. I mean, it does kind of fit. And
I mean, you mean the show where we were recommending or we're listening to Menudo tonight?
Yes, exactly.
Well, when was the last time
Exactly.
we recommended a song that sounded like that? It was a long time ago. I mean, if ever.
Exactly. So that's the number. That's one of my concerns, but really, it's not the biggest
reggae
concern.
island vibe.
Yes.
We're
Okay, I see
thankful.
that.
Which honestly, I can. That's fine. But it is kind of like, okay, but that's not really my concern. My concern is the people who listen on the podcast, which is more than the live people. When they turn it on, are they going to want to hear this new little jingle compared to how the show starts every time?
That's the question.
That's really my thing.
But the show can still start the same way
I know.
with your words after the 15-second jingle.
I have one word for you, Rafa. Outro.
That is a thought, too.
What is that word?
Outro. Not an
What is
intro, an outro.
Oh, an outro.
It's the closing credit theme.
That I am more...
Just trying to find
I like
middle
that
ground.
better.
That- okay, I like that.
I like that, Tom. I like that.
Tom just blew everybody's minds, by the way.
And one
You
other
can see
thing-
everybody's
I
face.
thought he said-
I thought he was saying ultra.
Or I thought he was saying Nultra.
Ultra.
Yeah, no, Tom, I think that's a good one.
I think that's a good option.
Just find a middle ground. That's what I do.
It's very chill, so it's like the end. I'm tired. It's ending. It's over.
You know what? And it's a lot better. Can everyone
Say
say
goodbye
goodnight,
at the same
goodbye
time?
at the same time?
Yeah, I don't like
that is
that
the
either.
worst outro
I
ever.
do it, Ruff, because because you
I
ask
feel
us
really
to. But
uncomfortable
as a,
doing it every time.
Me too.
It feels unnatural and forced. Hang on a second. Listen to this as the new outro. I think that it
Wait.
works. I think the outro.
I think it's better than the everybody
You're
say
not
goodbye.
going to
at the
play it again, are you?
same time. I think
I'm playing
he
one
is.
more time.
I think he is, Tom.
Key Rat Radio.
Wait, that's another thing. Can it be Rat Radio?
Yeah.
And get that in post.
Yeah.
No one's listening show. Rat Radio.
Since I'm on a roll, one other bit of advice. If you think about putting it up front, so it's the perfect length. I think it said 15 seconds.
Yeah, the length is
That is a
perfect.
long
And if I no, see the
wanna
Apple
hear it again, Anna?
the Apple podcast app, the skip is 15 seconds. So you hear.
Tom, with
So
advice.
Tom knows how to listen to podcasts.
By the way,
so
Yeah,
it's
see, there
blowing
you go.
up. It's blowing up with likes right now.
Okay.
Like everyone's
Oh, it is?
somebody said, Ignacio says thumbs up on the jingle, and then just the little blue.
But like, who's our
So,
audience? Who
the-
are we?
Wait,
Where
stop a
have they
second. Stop a
know.
second. Tom knows you guys like to talk, but you don't like to listen. But Tom listens.
I'm alone a lot.
He's talking to you and Griff.
If you listen to podcasts, you know that extraneous shit makes you go, bah. You just skip right over it. So any type of intro on your podcast that is too long, it just goes, pa,
What's
pa,
too
pa.
long is to me is 30 seconds.
15
15
now
seconds
does
is
that for openings of
15
TV
is
shows.
the button is 15.
Yeah.
If you put that at the front of any podcast that I listen to, I'm sure the first thing you know is because you listen every week, you go, nothing's going on here, bah, and you just skip right over
I
it.
don't do that when I listen to like Bill Burr. Bill Burr has a little
Intro?
jingle. Yeah, he's got a little intro, and I don't skip it. I like
Dude,
it.
if the first things you hear are the No One's Listening show, I'm like, maybe I should listen to this.
Here's what you do, Rafa, as your external facilitator for all these decisions. You go Survey Monkey, 3 possible responses: intro, outro, or no go, and you let the people speak.
Notro.
I like it.
Get Tom on the salary, Rafa.
I like
Get him
it.
on there.
It is the season for recounts. So
We
we'll
can
see.
do that if it's 15
There you
seconds.
go.
We can do that on a story, on an Instagram story.
Let's
All right.
put it out there.
Put it out there.
I like it. I like the outro idea. It's definitely less shocking or
So we're gonna let
abrasive.
our viewers / listeners decide the fate of the jingle.
So
I like that.
voters don't get to decide who gets to be in government, so you don't really have to listen. It's just
Right, and by the way,
wait and
let's
see how they vote
We'll
before
see
you
how
decide.
they vote. If I like it, we'll approve.
Bingo.
recount or not. We'll have to set a limit on term limit on the recount timeline. So it can't be within a certain amount of time. It's got to be whatever done. If you haven't recounted by then, it's too late.
Deal.
I still would love to thank Pablo for doing this
Yeah,
because
thank you.
Jesus, it sounds so good as a thing.
It sounds
It's just-
great. I
yeah,
mean,
it
I
sounds
have
great.
it as
It
my
does.
my ringtone right
I was
now.
gonna ask you if you put it on your ringtone.
No, I haven't, but I'm going to
That's
now. If anyone else
hilarious.
wants it, let us know. We're
We'll
starting
sell
a
it to you.
Kickstarter.
Sorry,
Rat
no
Radio.
royalties.
I like it. All right.
All right.
Okay, we'll see what happens with that.
So that's about it for the night, isn't it?
No, because we got
No.
fill a bag paddle cleanup collaboration sup.
Ooh, okay. All right, we'll make that quick. The mangroves. Nature's estuary for young marine life. It's the nursery for young marine life. And unfortunately, the mangroves, and it's also a buffer for major storms. And our mangroves are dying and suffocating from plastic, unimaginable debris. You won't believe what you find back there. But more than anything, rope and nets, just all back there. So last weekend, yesterday actually, we had a collaboration with the boys and gals from Paddle, really the guys from Paddle and their whole crew. PADL, you may have heard of them. They're like a city bike for paddle boards. Really cool concept. Born and raised on Key Biscayne. These guys showed, we did a collaboration with Fill-A-Bag, and we had probably about 30 people out there, Tom. What do you think? Total?
Easy 30. 28 of them working, and then I was there.
Winn-Dixie donated sandwiches.
No way, really?
Brewing Life donated a case of kombucha.
Nice.
Yummy kombucha. The Village donated a bunch of gloves and bags. People donated their time with their boats. And we showed up. Oh, and the Crossbridge Church, the old presbyt, donated their egress, right, their little backyard there, which is a
Awesome.
perfect spot to launch on a Sunday, which is the busy day in the in their business, right? So we launched from there at 10 o'clock. We cleaned the mangroves. We had a real good strategy. We came together at 12 o'clock on the Gypsy. And Khalil's boat, he has a beautiful 30-something and 40-something Intrepid. Scott Hardy's Dorado, amazing. Craig Hardy was there. And Andres Abello, who's one of the guys from Paddle.
Alberto and Kelly Haragui were there, right?
The Howdigies were there. Bracken was there. Nancy was there. People from Off the Key.
Billy
the Hardys. Billy
That's what it
Pesh
is
came
on
out.
Friday night.
Jeff Tellum came out. I mean, it was really incredible. And we pulled about 700 pounds of trash.
What? That's
Yeah,
great.
from the
Well,
mangroves.
not great that exists, but great that you did that.
Incredible. So
That is
thank you
awesome.
for everyone who came together, a real collaboration of the community, and just keep the weirdness going. Thank you.
All
Manny,
right.
congratulations. Look where you've gotten.
Well,
That's
it's a
so
team effort
fucking
for
cool.
sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you, Anna.
I think it's.
And by the way, on Thursday, it's Give Miami Day. The Key Biscayne
Yeah, it
Community
is, November
Foundation is
15th.
really involved in that. So it's a 24-hour period. You can make a donation or make a pledge, and I think there's some matching funds as well that happen. Go to the Key Biscayne Community Foundation's page and look at the organizations or the nonprofits that they sponsor and support, and you're able to be a catalyst for change for whatever drives your engine. We're really honored this year. Philibag is honored to be one of those. So
Awesome.
check out on Key Biscayne Cleanup on Facebook or Philibag on Instagram. We'll give you the link where if you feel like you want to make a pledge or just kind of be tuned into the things that we're doing, please do that.
And if you can't make a pledge, spread the word so other people make a pledge.
Exactly. Always happy
Yeah.
for the folks who share, or just be part of the community. And people see the pictures of these things and they're like, wow, when's the next one? So this way you'll know.
Very cool.
Thank you.
Did you guys read The Islander this week?
Negative. Hello. Islander.
The Islander is full of articles about not the key. It's kind of sucky.
About what?
It's just not the key. Like stuff
Oh.
about lifestyle and how to better yourself. Stuff about Venezuela. I mean, I get it. It affects people here, but you get what I mean. It's the whole thing is stuff from off the key, and it's kind
Like Key Biscayne Magazine?
yeah, I guess a little bit like that. Anyway, you were
we'll
talking
look
about
at it,
you were
though.
talking about calendar, and I was looking for something there. That's why I mentioned it. Let me go back to the calendar. On Wednesday, November 14th, there is a gallery opening here on the Key. 3 artists, 3 visions at Cominos Gallery and Framing at 328 Crandon Boulevard. I don't know what it is, but if you want to go have a little wine and look at some art on the Key, you can go to that. On November 15th, Give Miami Day. And you should give money to the 4th of July parade on Give Miami Day.
They're also part of Give Miami Day.
Are you still the president of that thing?
I sadly am. And on January 19th, it's the Bill Bags Gala, which is a gala to celebrate...
January 19th.
Yes.
Yes.
January 19th,
Jeez, the
2000.
going into January?
It's 2019. It's a save the date. This is a save the date announcement.
Okay.
January 19th. It's going to be the full moon party where they're going to be celebrating the 50th anniversary of the naming of Bill Baggs State Park. If you don't know who Bill
Cool.
Baggs was, go on YouTube and pull up the sort of the bio piece on Bill Baggs. Fascinating guy. So I'm told I need to watch it. So, and then also on November 30th at the Lighthouse, there's the full moon party for the Winter Holiday Fest. It's November 30th. But you can take your picture with Santa Claus in the cottage keeper's house or the
Nice,
lighthouse
I
keeper's
love
house.
that.
They'll be screening a movie. If you were at the haunted hike and you saw that barge that was out there, they're turning that into a movie theater. So out on the water, they're going to be screening Elf. There'll be food and drinks and a full moon. And
I went to a full moon party there once and had the best time.
Yeah,
Thank
they're
you.
cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll better start walking now, though, because Anna's going to hire protesters to shut down Crandon. There's no getting in that place.
I'm punishing everybody. Nultra.
Little known fact, Philibag is named after Bill Baggs.
no, there's only one G in bag.
That's a good one, Rob.
Fill a bill
so
bag.
good.
Hey, you know what? I mean, that might be the name of their post. The fill a bill
like
bag.
it.
They don't really
I
want one.
like it.
Okay, you guys have anything else?
Openings and closings. You
Oh, you-
completely skipped over that.
Because I don't have anything.
In Lingua closed on the key.
Oh, that's right. Okay, tell us about that, Anna.
I read the article. It was long.
Hey,
And
you
Lingua
just brought
closed.
it up.
I did bring it up because it was a little controversial, and I feel bad. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to get negative or anything. But they closed without notice, and so the students are kind of left wondering and empty-handed. But obviously, there must have been something going on there. But if you pass by in front of it, the space is already up for lease. The furniture is gone. It's done.
Wait,
And
what?
apparently, all South Florida or all of Florida and Lingua's closed.
Oh, I know. I saw that, Anna. I thought it.
Yeah.
I didn't-
Wait, there's more to the story. Olive and Lingua closed in South Florida abruptly and left a bunch of people hanging because they used to give immigrant visas
But-
for
so-
people
but
study
did you
student
read the whole
visas.
article? Because like
No.
other schools are picking up and like trying to help out. Like
Gotcha.
the in lingua people were
So
trying to.
in
help
lingua
everything
shut
out.
down completely.
In
They used to
Florida.
give student visas for people who came to study languages here. They would pay upwards of $10,000 to come out here, and they shut it
Did
all
they?
down.
Did you read that?
You told me that.
No, I didn't. I said people paid in advance many thousands of dollars, and now they're figuring this stuff out.
Well,
Rafa, good
And-
news.
Yeah,
And
they're
they left
maybe not
those
gonna get
people
their
hanging.
money.
Yes, exactly.
They're not going to get their money back. Maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see. Like,
Maybe,
we could follow.
maybe.
Yeah, I don't want to say that.
So
because
we'll
we
just
don't really
keep-
know.
we'll keep track of that
keep track
story.
of that. All
We'll
I
put
wanted to
that-
say was that in lingo closed. That's
Yeah.
it.
So let that be a lesson
Okay.
to you.
I didn't want to throw any numbers out there. We'll
Don't
we'll
try and
follow.
learn a new language. Bad idea.
Not a closing, but
An
a
opening?
related question. So, can you all educate me on when the hell Oasis is open? Because did you see they went hurricane hours, right? So they were
What?
closing super early,
I
and
saw
I
that
went.
as well.
I
I
just
saw
went
that.
the other day. It closed at. I went in at 3:50, and there was nothing left, and the sign said closed at 4 p.m.
Really?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
hours changed.
Yeah, but not for the better.
No, the time changed. The hours are not supposed to change.
No, their hours changed. Their hours changed. The same thing
Yeah,
happened to
it's
me, like,
closed a
6
lot
o'clock,
more
and
than
no,
it used
let's
to
get
be.
a coffee.
Yeah, and it's
They were
closed all the time.
What?
Yeah.
Well, Golden Hog extended their hours because we left
and their
Golden Hog
space.
here.
And their space.
Hold on, go back to the
It's
Oasis.
weird.
What's going on there?
Yeah,
They're
right?
up for
That's very
sale.
weird.
They're up for sale.
Yep.
And they're slowing their hours. But they just had a feature in the Islander. This is a little
About?
fishy about the that thing that they do where they
Oh,
speak
the
in English and
food?
Spanish.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wait, they what?
where they speak in English and Spanish in the article, and they're like, "What's your favorite thing?" Well, my favorite thing is
Oh yeah, we did a piece on
a
that.
cortadito.
My favorite thing is when
Being
you're open at
coffee.
dinner.
Thanks.
Yeah. So I don't know. Keep an eye out for that. End of
That's interesting. Look at that.
That's big.
No,
If-
no bueno.
No bueno.
bueno at all.
Oof, that is. It was.
The writing's on the wall.
Yeah,
man.
it is.
As soon as
Yeah.
the village is going to buy that and use that space, hopefully to connect and whatever other master plan they have.
Oh, the village is going to buy that. You have inside info.
Yeah, I mean the village is looking at that and the entry block together as a package deal. Unfortunately, they showed their cards, and so now everyone they're going to be able to. They lost their negotiating power, I think, but
So
we'll see
no
how that comes back. By the
ventanas?
way, put this on the list also for next week. We have to find out. It wasn't the 30 days coming up for that, Tom, in terms of the manager was going to negotiate with the two, or the village attorney was going to negotiate with the two property owners to talk about some kind of a.
I don't know. I don't follow local politics.
Okay, all right. Thought you said this guy was a ringer. Great music choice though tonight, Tom.
Swinging and swaying.
You guys have anything else for us?
That's it.
That's it? What?
What did we do?
Chatty? I don't know.
Key life.
Comments?
Just the outro.
Oh, yeah. Definitely you're going to play the outro for the people.
Oh, on Friday is the Key Biscayne Piano Festival at 7 p.m.
That's a thing?
Yeah, and I think it's the first of the series, if I'm not mistaken. Key Biscayne Piano Festival, 7 p.m.
That's all you have?
Someone's playing piano. I forget. It's all I have written down on my agenda. Okay, so yeah, Key Biscayne pianos, 7 p.m.
probably
I
at
don't
the
know
rec
where.
center.
I don't know what.
It's probably at the rec center.
Probably.
Okay, well, that's the show.
Tom, thanks
you
for coming tonight,
listening.
man.
Thank you, Tom.
I really love having you, Tom.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It didn't
Set
take
the bar
Lenny.
high, and I'll disappoint next time.
It didn't take Lenny long to find her space here. Then she went out. She went to Cuba. Apparently, she's back now, but she's not here right now.
She's looking for that guy Pablo, I assume. Is that?
Well, I mean, you're in her seat tonight, Tom.
Jingle
So
guy.
you guys are might have to just kind of battle it out. Either way, if Lenny's here, you're welcome anytime as well.
Of course.
Yeah.
Thank you all.
We can share a mic. We can share a mic.
Well, remember to subscribe to the show. If you're listening live, it's even better if you subscribe because the sound is better and you can listen on your own time in your car and your own thing. Huh? Our show? Nah.
Oh.
So subscribe at ratradio.net, on Facebook, on iTunes, YouTube. You can do your thing.
Miami Book Fair is happening right now.
Okay. You're late.
I suck.
You're late.
That calendar.
Talk about drug use and traffic. Jesus.
Jesus. All those bookworms.
Yeah, eat the bookworm. You'll trip.
Ooh.
All right, well, that's the show. Play us out there, Manny.